Okay, Legend of Korra, Book 3, Season 1 premiere, Part 2. This is Episode 2, technically. So, we leave off, we start off where we left off. They hear about these airbenders popping up all over the world, or more likely, more of a Earth nation. So, they get an airship from Asami, and now they're going to travel the Earth nation, finding these airbenders. Again, I said my piece about leaving a public city and just to their own doom with the spirits. Again, very weird. Now we have Mako not wanting to go, but Bolin convinces him. Hey, Bossing say, that's where our dad was born and raised. Who knows? Maybe we might find some family there. Come on, man. You want to come? You got to do this. And Mako does agree to come. And then he says, but, I can't just leave my job. So Lin Beifong's not going to be happy about this. Okay, well, what's she going to say? Apparently, we don't know, because they just immediately skipped the scene of them leaving. So, again, no Lin Beifong in this episode. Immediately, I'm thinking, I was promised more Lin Beifong, but apparently we have to wait for that. While they're going, I forgot to mention this in the first part, because I'm stupid. While they were amazed that these airbenders are popping up, I mentioned that there might be evil ones. I forgot to mention why I thought that. I forgot to mention that there is. While these White Lotus people are going to this prison high up on the mountains, essentially like an air prison, so to speak, surrounded by high mountains. There's no way of escape. Even if he escapes the building, how is he going to jump down? But they go there, and they give food to a prisoner. The prisoner starts talking about this philosophy of an ancient air nomad, and then all of a sudden starts airbending, and he beats the White Lotus people, locks them in the prison, and escapes. So essentially, yeah, harmonic convergence gave him airbending, and like I said, there are gonna be evil airbenders now, which goes back to Tenzin being kind of naive in a way. And then that shows up again when they first get to the first airbender, who they want to bring with them to the Northern Air Temple to restart the Air Nomad Nation. And originally he was a farmer. He has a wife. He has kids. And when they tell him that they want to take him with them to the Northern Air Temple, he tells them, no, I don't want to go. I mean, I have a family, I have a job, I have a farm, I got things to do, I have a life before I became an airbender. And immediately Tenzin gets kind of pushy about, there are thousands of years of tradition and culture we have to teach you. You have to live by our rules and code now because you're an airbender. And I first thought the naivety of Tenzin thinking all airbenders are going to be good by nature was bad enough. Now this whole force to convert to their religion and culture was actually kind of really, really uncomfortable. I'm sitting there like, Tenzin, what the hell? Back off. Back off. I get it. You've been the only airbender for 40 years or so. You feel alone. Your family feels isolated from the rest of the world. But this whole, I'm going to take you from your family, and now you have to live by our laws, is just kind of cruel in a way. And I'm thinking, wait, your wife is able to live with you and travel with you. Why can't his family come with him? I mean, you can convince them of leaving the farm and maybe starting a farm at the Northern Air Temple because you have to have food. But the whole idea of your wife will understand that you have to leave her and your kids so we can teach you how this culture and our traditions. Like, no, Tenzin, you can't just take a man from his family. So they eventually have to leave unsuccessfully. And I'm thinking good. I mean, that guy has a family. Let him take care of his family. But as time goes on, they notice everyone is doesn't like the idea of being air nomads, shaving their head, wearing the robes, tattoos. And I'm thinking, like, Tenzin, you gotta learn that the most you can do is maybe tell them we can teach you how to use these airbending abilities so you don't have to hurt anybody or hurt yourself. That in itself would have been fine. I would be like, yeah, that does make sense. Just tell them we'll take them, but only to teach them how to control their airbending ability, and then we can when it's safe, we can bring them back. But instead, you're trying to force this culture that they want nothing to do with. And even Korra, when she says, "Okay, Tenzin, we'll switch. I'll do my job to getting airbenders here." And we meet this 22-year-old NEET who just lives in his mother's basement and doesn't want to move out. And he's like, "I don't care. I'm an airbender now. I don't care. You're the Avatar. I just don't care." And Korra gets more and more irritated and almost kind of forces him out the door. Like, "You are coming with us, and you're gonna like it." It's like, no, Korra, you can't do that. And thank God Mako and Bolin agree. Like, "Korra, stop. We've set our part. Let's leave." And I would have thought that by now they would have learned, like, maybe these people don't want to leave their families, their lives. But at least we should be able to teach them how to airbend, you know? So they just kind of leave them like, well, they'll have to learn airbending all by themselves. Or hopefully no one gets hurt in the process. But nope, we're just going to leave and keep moving to Ba Sing Se. But they changed tactics of, instead of going back and apologizing or telling them, "Hey, we're sorry, but we're still willing to teach," and all that. No, they just start holding these performances of airbending and to kind of impress people. Like, "Look at these awesome tricks. You can do them too if you come with us." And finally, they find one recruit, this little kid, who apparently has a sob story of being an orphan. These outlaws trying to capture him, and they take him in. But it turns out the kid is just a thief who the police want to arrested. But they convince him that here's the money he stole, but we want him to come with us. However, they are uncomfortable with him being a thief. Even Mako's like wary of him, like, "I know your kind. I used to be your kind, so I'm watching you." And immediately Jinora kind of takes a liking to the boy. So again, we can expect something from that. And so now they're traveling to Ba Sing Se. And while all this is happening, the evil airbender, it's hard to hear his name when they're saying it, is going around and freeing all these other prisoners. The first one is a earthbender who is trapped on a wooden prison, which is actually very, very smart and very creative of a prison, and being guarded by White Lotus. He beats them, and then he throws 3 rocks into the guy's jail. And he does something pretty amazing I've never seen earthbenders do. He actually starts like forming this shuriken, but spinning it so it causes friction, causing it to heat up like it's a molten rock. So now he has this flaming shuriken that he's able to cut through the wooden bars and actually start attacking all the other White Lotus. So immediately we start to see more of the bending, but more from the villains. We barely see any from the heroes, and from what little we see from the heroes is not as impressive or as creative as these villains are doing so. Of course, I didn't expect much from the evil airbender because he just barely got it, and I doubt he knows any of the more amazing tricks. But this earthbender doing this, it was just like creating like this magma shuriken was amazing in itself. It was like, okay, yes, that's the kind of creativity I expect from the Avatar series. I want to see more of that. And then they even help break out a evil waterbender who actually has no arms and instead uses water as her arms. Again, really amazing. And I want to see more of these villains. I want to know why they want to kill the Avatar. I want to know what their plans are. What I am surprised though is they know the airbending came from harmonic convergence, which is weird because I thought they were in prison the whole time, but apparently they still get news about it, or they just know about the whole harmonic convergence from stories or something. Who knows? But after those 3 escape, at the fire prison that the evil waterbender was being held at, we finally meet ZUKO. Woo! Well, what can I say about ZUKO? He definitely looks a lot like his uncle, except that he's not fat. He's still kind of I would assume he still has a bit of a muscular build. But you see the scar, you see his wrinkles now, you see his beard. You know, kind of looks like Iroh's. You know, he's got the top knot again, and he immediately tells, you know, sends a word to Republic City that the Avatar is in danger, and now we got to go to the Northern Water Tribe, or is it Southern? No, it's Northern Water Tribe. Yes. He rides on his dragon, which I assume is one of the dragons from the original series when he got his firebending back with Aang. And so he heads off, saying he's gonna find the prisoners. He's gonna defeat them, but first he's gonna make sure that the final prisoner is still secure. And yeah, this is so far it's been amazing. I'm getting more enjoyment out of the cameo of ZUKO and the villains, while the heroes are actually coming off as kind of selfish and dickish. First they leave Republic City to themselves with the spirits invading and destroying their homes, and then they just start, you know, kind of force people to leave their families to become air nomads against their will, convert them to their religion, and then they, even when that doesn't work, they just abandon them to learn airbending by themselves, probably hurting others in the process. Who knows? We don't know. Or using it for selfish gain. Who knows? But they do have one new airbender. He's a thief. So again, we're going to see him grow, I guess, as a character. A thief with a heart of gold, for all we know. So all in all, this first hour of season premiere, I've got more enjoyment out of the villains and the small Zuko cameo so far more than I did from the heroes. I did enjoy Mako and his character a lot more, you know. He feels uncomfortable around everyone because the whole dating and breaking up thing. And then, you know, knowing what it's like to be a thief as a kid. Of course, he's mindful of the little kid watching him, you know. He doesn't trust him. So, all in all, I'm getting more enjoyment out of Mako, the villains, Zuko, and this little kid thief. I don't know where he's going to go, but something tells me he's going to get annoying real fast. Especially when he's all smiles and, like, full of himself. So, I might get tired of him. We don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see in the third episode. Hopefully, he doesn't get too tiring to watch. So I guess I'll see you guys in part 3, episode 3. I think it's the Earth Queen, so they're going to Ba Sing Se. So